back with some more fire and fury. We have a little Bluebird screw top for the road. That's my road wine. Went to Founders today in Grand Rapids. Tasted a few of their local beers. Delicious. Let's get on with it from this purple chaise lounge they've supplied in this hotel. Murdoch was hardly the only billionaire who'd been dismissive of Trump. In the years before the election, Carl Icahn, boo, whose friendship Trump often cited and who Trump had suggested he'd appoint to a high office, openly ridiculed his fellow billionaire, whom he had said was not remotely a billionaire. That's what I would guess. Few people who knew Trump had illusions about him. This was almost his appeal. He was what he was. Twinkle in his eye, larceny in his soul. Who writes that? Really, Michael? Wow. But now he was president-elect, and that, in a reality jiu-jitsu, changed everything. So say what you want about him, he had done this. Pulled the sword from the stone. That meant something, everything. The billionaires had to rethink. So did everyone in the Trump orbit. The campaign staff now suddenly in a position to snag West Wing jobs, careers, and history-making jobs. And that had to see this odd, difficult, and even ridiculous, and on the face of it, ill-equipped person in a new light. He had been elected president. So he was, as Kellyanne Conway liked to point out, by definition, presidential. Still, so nobody had seen him be presidential. That is, make a public vow to political ritual or propriety. I think that in real life was called the pivot, which I think some people are still waiting for the pivot. I'm going to guess there's no pivoting. He didn't even exercise modest self-control, more or less presidential behavior. Others were now recruited, and despite their obvious impressions of the man, they agreed to sign on. Jim Mattis, of retired four-star general, one of the most respected commanders in the United States Armed Forces, Rex Tillerson, CEO of ExxonMobil, Scott Pruitt, Betsy DeVos, boo, Jeb Bush loyalist, all of them were now focused on the singular fact that while he might be a peculiar figure, even an absurd seeming one, he had been elected president. And so the show begins.